Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be about July forecast for Capricorn people. Anybody with a Capricorn rising, Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn Lagna or Moon in Capricorn. This video is applicable for all of them. So guys, please pardon me. We are already sitting on the 17th of July and I'm talking about the July forecast. So what I've decided that, I'll start from the reverse order. So please pardon me for this month. Next month onward, I'll make sure that it is done in the first week of the month. So let's start from the important planetary movements that are happening. Which are going to create an impact on you people. So 28th of July, it's Mars finally is getting out of the conjunction of Ketu. So great movement for you guys because Mars is like a lot of people they feel that I get a lot of calls in which the people ask or they have a misconception that they think that with the Capricorn ascendant because it's ruled by Saturn and Mars has enmity with Saturn, so they somehow feel that Mars is not an important planet for Capricorn people because it is not aligned with the ascendant lord. No, that's not the case. Mars gets exalted in Capricorn. Okay, and look at the houses Mars lords. Mars lords the fourth house, the Kendra. It lords the 11th house of gains. So it's a very important planet for you. So again, Mars lords the fourth house and the 11th house and is now transiting on the 28th of July. It would be transiting in your, ninth house. So fourth house is about your real estate, your home. Fourth house is about your vehicles. It is about your emotional happiness. It is about your contentment. It is about your happiness. Okay. Then it is about your mother. That's the area of fourth house. Now, 11th house is the house of your gains. It is the house of your desires, some long-term desires. And, it is the house of your social network, your professional network, around your connections. And now Mars on the 28th of July is getting into your ninth house, which is the most important house, which is the house of your luck, which is the house of your higher learning, your long-term travel, your father, your religion, your coach, your mentor, your bosses. So Lord of Kendra is transiting into the cone. I mean, that's beautiful transit. So now let's talk about, what is this transit bringing for you? So fourth house, there could be a possibility around, gains from your social network. There could be a possibility around gains from your professional network. Okay, any kind of gains may happen through your connections. Some long-term desire would get fulfilled with this movement of Mars. Then there could be a gain in terms of real estate. Maybe the assets which you own, the real estate which you own, its value may go up, or maybe a transaction happens at a very good price, or maybe you're planning to buy a real estate and you may get anything which is lower than the market value. So what I'm trying to say is like very high probability of gains through real estate, or you may buy the property of your choice. So anything like that, but this is seen. Now the second thing is it's about the vehicles also. There could be a probability that you buy the vehicle of your choice, which you have been desiring for a long period of time. With this particular movement, you may go ahead and buy the vehicle of your choice. So in terms of your contentment, it would be a beautiful time. You would see a lot of mental happiness. In terms of your mother, your relation with your mother would be great with this movement of transit. Also, now let's talk about the luck. So here you would see luck, especially in the area of gains and in the area of your home. You would see luck is favoring you. I mean, you would see that luck is anyways favoring you with this movement of Mars. Like you would feel that you taking a step, and your destiny is taking 10 steps ahead. So this is what you would see. A great time for a long-term travel, great time for higher learning. In case you're planning to go for some kind of a higher learning, excellent time for this. You would get into the best area. Great time for your relationship with your father, and overall like luck wise you would see it's a beautiful time. So very important planet for you, and it's a very great transit. Mars transit is going to be excellent. The only condition You are a Capricorn ascendant passing through with Mars times. Okay, Capricorn ascendant passing through with Mars Mahadasha or Mars Antardasha. This is going to be an excellent time for you. Okay, now let's move on. Next is the 26th of July, when Venus, which is again the Yoga-karak planet for you, which lords the 5th house as well as your 10th house. So the Kon as well as the Kendra. Okay, it is coming into your 6th house. However, it is forming a conjunction with Jupiter. I mean, such a great yoga for wealth. And right after this series, I'm going to create a complete series on this conjunction of Jupiter and Venus. So guys, I would say subscribe to my channel, because you should not be missing anything. So a great movement of Venus happening in your 6th house. So 6th house is basically the house of your diseases, the house of your debts, the house of your enemies, the house of your competitors, any kind of competition, professional competition, any kind of any competition in terms of academics, in terms of like sports. So any kind of competition is seen from here. So this is a great yoga for wealth. So if you're passing through with Venus Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, or Jupiter Mahadasha and Jupiter Antardasha, so you would see great times in terms of if you're struggling with some kind of a disease, you would be able to overpower that. You would be able to cure that disease. If you've been struggling with some kind of a health condition, so overall your health would improve with this movement of Venus. Or if you have been struggling with some health problem, 26th of July, you would see that that health problem gets under control. You get the right cure or the right diagnosis, and you get the right medicines, and then it responds on you. Or you develop some kind of like good eating habits. That is also seen. So overall, a great time in terms of your health. Great times in terms of any kind of law, like any kind of legal cases you're going through with. You're going to be victorious in that. You're going to be victorious over your competitors, victorious over your enemies. You're going to be victorious if you participate in any kind of competition. Maybe at your work, you participate in the IJP. You, in terms of work, if you compete for any kind of thing, any kind of a promotion, any kind of a salary hike. So you would see, or any kind of next level. So great times in terms of that. So Venus again is the lord of the 5th house, which is the house of your romantic relationships, the house of your kids, creativity, in your intellect, your education. So you would see great times in terms of all these areas, romantic relationships, everything. It's a great time. Now, Venus is the lord of your 10th house also, which means, you would see luxury at work, luxury in your profession, uh, promotions, if you are like into business, then higher sales, more net profit, new clients. If you are into a job, promotion can be expected if it is, in the pipeline, moving on to the next level. Okay. Uh, Excellent time in terms of if you're looking for an IJP, or if you're looking for even growth in terms of profession. Maybe you're looking for a job outside your organization. Excellent time for that. People who are out of job, they would get an excellent, super excellent job. This is a beautiful transit, guys. But the only condition is that you are a Capricorn rising passing through with Venus times. Either it has to be a Venus Mahadasha, Antardasha, or Jupiter Mahadasha, Antardasha. Otherwise, it is like a drop in the ocean. Okay, now this is about the 26th of July. Now, then the next movement would be 18th of July. Okay, when Mercury is getting retrograde. So Mercury is an important planet for you guys. It is the lord of your 9th house of luck, and it is the lord of your 6th house, and it's getting into the 7th house. In terms of your spouse, and then in terms of your business partner. So one thing I would say, in case because it's the lord of the 6th house and it's getting retrograde. So in case there is any kind of, and a retrograde planet means it's about the reevaluation. Okay, so in terms of you've been diagnosed with some kind of a health problem. Okay, or maybe a doctor has suggested you for some kind of anything, some medical stuff. So this is the time for you to reevaluate. Consult another doctor in case you have been, like denied for a loan. Okay, this is the time for you to reapply for that loan. Okay, because there is a possibility you have to reevaluate in this area. Okay, now the third thing is, in case you like there is some legal battle, something related to law, and you've lost that. This is the time when you like get into that again. So this is what is seen. So basically, little bit of a challenging period, guys, because Mercury is retrograde, and it is retrograde in your seventh house. So yes, there is a little bit of a challenging period for them, for Capricorn people passing through with Mercury times, Mercury ascendant, I mean Mercury Mahadasha or Mercury Antardasha. Challenging time, guys. I want to be honest around here. So now 16th of July, Sun is getting into your seventh house. So Sun is the lord of your eighth house. Okay, and it is getting into your seventh house. So which means Sun is getting 12th from its own house, in the house of losses. So, 8th house, is the house of your, like anything, if you are So, first let's talk about the 7th house. So, there could be a challenge around your, like relationship with your spouse. Okay. There could be a challenge around the relationship with your business partner. Okay. Now, the next thing is there could be like challenge around your anything. If you are in some kind of inheritance thing is going on, there could be a challenge around that. Some kind of insurance money you are expecting, there could be a challenge around that. So, I mean, everything related to eighth house is going to be a challenge. So, if you are getting like looking for a transformation, okay, any kind of this related to eighth house, so there could be a challenge around that area. So this is seen. So again, this position impacts people who are Capricorn rising, passing through with Sun's time. So then there would be an impact. Now let's move on to the 13th of July, when Saturn is getting retrograde. And Saturn is getting retrograde in your third house. So Saturn is the lord of your ascendant. It is the lord of your second house of wealth, and it is getting into the the third house. So third house is the house of hard work. Capricorn people, you are the hardest working people among all the zodiac signs. You are the hardest working people. Saturn is the planet that represents hard work, and third house is the house of hard work. So which means if you have been doing X amount of hard work, now is the time, you may go for a 2x, maybe 3x, maybe 4x amount of hard work. So this is the house of courage, this is the house of communication, this is the house of writing, this is the house of short-term travel, this is the house of, your some kind of a skill or a hobby. Okay, this is the house of your siblings. So with a retrograde Saturn, it means that, it's all about the evaluation. It is the house of social media. So it is the time for reassessing all these areas. It is the time for re-evaluation. So let me give you an example. Okay, let's take social media. Okay, because it's a very trending thing today. So let's take an example of social media and let's connect it with hard work. So, for example, you have some kind of a social media channel, which is maybe a TikTok, maybe a YouTube, maybe Instagram, maybe a Facebook, or any kind of social media, and you're giving your your complete heart, blood, and sweat, everything you're giving into that. So this is the time for you to just think on these things, like the amount of hard work you're giving in this area, is it worth it? Okay, or there could be like you're giving such a huge hard work, but the results are not as expected. So maybe there is some kind of a change in approach which is required. So basically, with the retrograde Saturn, one thing is you're going to work harder. The second thing is there would be a re-evaluation, reassessment in all these areas. So, I mean, in terms of your siblings, in terms of your communication, writing, it's the time with Saturn being retrograde, it is the time for you to reassess. It is the time to re-evaluate. So that's mostly for the July month, guys. So as I said before, I'll be coming up with a very great series, entire series for all zodiac signs, this Jupiter and Venus conjunction in Gemini. So, I would say request you to, subscribe my channel. So, people, Capricorn people, if you've liked this video, I would request you to subscribe my channel, to press the bell notification, and to also write a comment. Okay. And also, if anyone wants to connect with me with a discussion on their chart, you can connect with me on my WhatsApp. I've shared my contact details. So that's mostly for today, guys. Thanks a lot for your time, and you have a great evening. Thank you.